Nah, somebody got to be held accountable for this.
Much as they think they're struggling, this is really where they're struggling. This is where the real poverty is, in the mind. It's not in the pocket. And so I say, get away those SNAP benefits. They're coming from a people and from a government that's never loved us. And we need to start getting back to the basics. So I actually celebrate. I think it's a holiday. You hear me? It's a holiday when he cut off the benefits.
We gonna laugh, we gonna learn, but somebody got to be held accountable. What's good? What they do? It's your boy Purple Lips. Ain't broke no more. All praise to the Most High. Welcome back to the ABN movement. Back with another one. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite leaders. Willie D was interviewing Marquett Davon, and Marquett was spitting the ABN gospel. You know what I'm saying? Marquett was saying because of black birth rates dropping and the government creating policies where it's 50-year mortgages, communities are losing ownership, they're losing health autonomy and cultural structure. You know what I'm saying? And if good men stay silent, it's about to get real ugly. Marquett says we cannot be saved by the same system that never loved us. Kuna Matata.
You just one of them type of dudes, man, you know, that you gotta have the megaphone, you know, when you say your name.
I appreciate that.
Because you make a lot of noise.
You know, it's about that time. I think that we're in an important place where we got to be serious. Like, you see all of a sudden the white supremacists are going a little bit harder.
100%.
We see that the birth rate of the black female is 1.94, which is not enough for replacement, so our population is declining. So we see Trump talking about a 50-year mortgage rate, which is like, what, you got to get a mortgage when you're 8 years old to own a house? So the world is in a very sensitive place, and I think that if good men don't stand up right now and do something, it's going to be bad.
100%.
You brought him up, man. I didn't want to bring the dude up this early because I know it's all about you, man. But that damn Trump, bro.
Yeah.
SNAP, you know, I know you had some choice words, you know, about that SNAP program and, you know, how you felt that it contributed to much of the angst within the black community.
Yes.
Can you expound on that?
This is a touchy one because, you know, I come from where the soul of black people are currently, which is in urban areas. I grew up on food stamps, not where they give you the card where you got dignity and people think you swiping a bank card.
Right.
I grew up where they give you them colorful ones. You hear me? Like everybody looking like, oh, he's on food stamps.
1, 5,
Yeah.
10, 20.
Yeah, and my mom,
More
as soon as you get
noticeable.
up there to pay for the food, she's like, I forgot one thing, get in line, pay for that, you know, and like you got to pull them out, you embarrassed. And so I definitely know what it is to be poor. I grew up on Section 8 housing. I grew up in LA in a place you didn't want to be. And what I came to understand, which is different from my experience, is that, you know, maybe this is not good for the black people in America.
100%.
Especially when they have those requirements that says that the man can't be in the household, and then the woman says, well, the money or the man? I'll take the money. I guess Benjamin Franklin is a little bit more reliable than fill in the blank, right?
That's cap.
And
I feel it
what
though.
I figured out as an adult is that these are the things that have destructed our communities.
Yep.
And community or tribe is very important. You can always rely on that. The government's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative.
Yep.
Hey, the economy's booming or the economy's busting. All those things are going to change. But if you actually have tribe, people who care about you, you have strong families,
Right.
you can always rely on and take to the bank. And SNAP has destroyed black families. So some people say, oh, you don't understand, you're well off. I'm like,
I believe in what he's saying because it's progressive conversation. We can't just complain about people and not come up with solutions. So if we're going to do anything, I personally believe that we should invest 2 to 3 hours out of the day to teach our kids real skills, teach our women how to cook, teach our boys how to change tires, how to fix things around the house. If we're going to complain, let's go ahead and come up with solutions to where we have to hold ourselves accountable, take action, and then shape it up how we want it to look.
look, man, I really came from the mud. Like, I was poorer than the other poor kids because my mom was on dope when I was a young boy. My father was in prison doing 10 for selling dope. So I really come from the mud. And one of the things I have to admit is that, well, damn, if you can still afford to use drugs while you on SNAP, maybe if they took away the SNAP, you'd use that hustle you used to purchase those drugs to cover the basics, just maybe.
I get what he's saying.
And if not, if you're actually in a tribe, we'll be forced to take care of each other. There'll be necessity.
100%.
They say necessity is the mother of invention. What we need to invent is the Black family, because it's currently dead. So, of course, my heart goes out to people who are struggling, but I think mostly they're not struggling as much as they think they're struggling. This is really where they're struggling. This is where the real poverty is, in the mind. It's not in the pocket. And so I say, get away those SNAP benefits. They're coming from a people and from a government that's never loved us.
Straight up.
We need to start getting back to the basics. So I actually celebrate. I think it's a holiday. You hear me? It's a holiday when he cut off them benefits.
What about the people who use SNAP to subsidize their income? Like say for instance,
Hey, can the community survive on assistance forever? Hakuna Matata.
you got a mother of five, a single mother of five.
A single mother of five.
That's
a hell of a trick.
There's a lot of
That's a hell of a trick, boy.
There's a lot of single mothers of 5 and 4s and 3s and 6s out there. A lot of them.
Yes.
But let's say you have a single mother of 5 and she's busting her ass. She's not sitting back waiting on anything. She ain't getting no help from the outside, period.
Yes.
And she needs some type of subsidizing. Okay. What about that? Is there an exception for someone that's in a position like that? Let's say she makes $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month.
Yes.
But this the ABN movement. If you made it this far, I appreciate y'all. Go ahead and press that like button. And if you like the video, go ahead and join the movement. We post 4 times a week. This your boy Purple Lips. Ain't broke no more. Thank you.
You know how expensive it is to raise kids these days.
Absolutely.
So what if the government gave her maybe an extra $1,200 a month, $2,000 a month,
yes,
to help her get over the hump? Is that doable? Is that something acceptable in your eyes?
No, because we have to look at the long term, and there can't be any birth without pain. So in the transition period, there will be some challenges, but we have to remember America is in fact the wealthiest country to ever exist, even with the poverty that we have. And also in terms of Black people, if we're just talking about Black people, we have it. In fact, we're the wealthiest Black people on planet Earth. So we have it. And there's something called civil society. Civil society fills in the gap where government is not doing the work. And the truth is, government's original mandate is not to do all this extra stuff. It's to do the things that will be of common benefit. Government's job is not to reallocate capital. In fact, you observe that government's not very efficient with allocating capital. That's why the government's in tremendous debt. So what should government do? Roads, bridges, because you don't build bridges, right? And if you did build a bridge, it'd have to have other people on it. So you want them to
build
contribute because
infrastructure.
they're using it in common. Conversely, if we were to pay $1,200 to this person or person, we're A, misallocating capital, and B, we're allocating private funds to something that's not a public good. Government is supposed to be for the public good. And here's the most important thing. We really want to ask ourselves, if we continue to subsidize bad decisions, are we incentivizing bad decisions? I find it funny that you can find, and this is across all of the colors, across all of the religions, you find the people who are most responsible, most well off, most intelligent and educated. When it's, why don't you have any kids? Oh, we're gonna plan it out. We're gonna make sure the time is right. We're gonna make sure our finances are right. We're making all these plans. And then it's the people
living with purpose,
don't have their life together. The people who are uneducated, the people who are unprepared, the people who have poor emotional intelligence. You don't have to ask them why they didn't have kids. They got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when you are making these investments, you're incentivizing bad decisions and you're making poor investments. You're actually investing capital into what is probably going to return the least. So I say all that to say this. I love that a woman might have 5 kids, 6 kids, 7 kids. I say carry on.
Amen.
We need to repopulate, especially the blacks in America, because our population is in decline. They say we're 13%. I'd say it's probably like 10%, our ethnic group, which is to say the foundation of Black American. Black people, yeah, with immigration from Nigeria and Haiti and other places, Black people might be at 13%, but our ethnic group, our tribe, is probably at 10% or less, especially the fact that more Black children are aborted than born. So I would say, yeah, do have kids, but select a man who is honest, responsible, and reliable, and have children with him and obey him, and he will honor you and he will honor those children. And we'll see women make rational decisions, and women are rational. Oh, you better believe it, because they know how to fill out that application, get that EBT and that Section 8 and all those safety nets that they know are there. When they know those safety nets are not there, they will make the rational decision to deal with men who are honest, honorable, loyal, and responsible. And then we will have some wholeness again. And the truth is, the government is not our father. The government 100%. Is not our friend. In fact, the government is largely the reason that Black people were disenfranchised for a long time. They still owe you 40 acres and a mule. You've not got either. So you think that this EBT is your form of petty reparations? No, it's your form of prison. And what's more is they're not giving this to the poor people to help the poor people. You know who's benefiting off of that?
At what point does help become harm? Kuna Matata.
For that, it's your local grocery store that gets to rely on the fact that they know the government is giving you spending power to come give to them.
Exactly.
And those are the things that I find to be disturbing. And
at the end of the day, if that government assistance is not there, if it's removed, if it's never been there, you will have to hold yourself accountable to the decisions that you make. You have to decide whether a man, if you decide to deal with a man, if he's good enough to deal with for the long term, you know what I'm saying, for what you want for yourself, you know what I'm saying? So like, communities collapse when they depend on the government, you know what I'm saying, and SNAP benefits and assistance programs, because it shifts responsibility away from the family, it shifts responsibility away from the men of the house, and it shifts responsibility from the community, you know what I'm saying? And that's not what we're looking for.
So I might have a perspective that is uncommon. Everything that I say, I try to live out. So I just got 62 acres in Georgia, and I've invited folks to come on, take 2 acres.
I'm gonna check that out.
Folks how to have some chickens, have some cows.
Amen.
Burton Plantation.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I can't tell you how disturbed I would be when I would walk to school on foot. You walk past abandonments, looks like a third world bombed out kind of place.
Did you say abandonment?
Abandonments. You know,
I never heard that.
Well, dig this. I mean, when it's that common, people put a name on it, right?
Wow.
And you have an entire blocks that look like Iraq. And you'll walk by 3 churches before you get to that school, at least 3 churches. You walk by God knows how many crackheads. You walk by how many women selling their bodies, whether they're of age to do so or not. So the religiosity is there. And remember where we come from as Black people. Once enslavement ended in the formal sense, it resumed in the prisons. But once it ended in the formal sense and we go into Reconstruction and then Jim Crow, you think they had all these programs to help us out? Nah, but we still made it though. 100%. You look at segregation. It turns out that the per capita income of Black people were better off during segregation.
Yes, sir.
Reasons. There's a great article in the LA Times, circa 2008. And the article talked about the fact that during segregation, it forced the Black lawyer or the Black doctor to live in the same neighborhood as the Black janitor, which means that the children of the Black janitor could see a real life example of a doctor, an attorney, a professional, someone who's bright, someone who's sophisticated and experienced. And those things have impact. And so what we must realize is that what is a government essentially? Just like in simple terms, what would you call a government?
What are you building that benefits the next generation? Kuna Matata.
What would I call the government?
Organization.
Right, yeah, I hear you on that. But at the end of the day, it's like an organized group of people that are supposed to provide for the common good.
And I think that was really nicely put.
Yeah.
Because I think when you say organized, I think more like organized crime.
Well, that's what it's behaving as currently, but that's not what it's supposed to be. And so what I say is we take our dollars out of that tax system, because what we think the government is, they're feeding back the dollars we gave them. Let us keep our dollars. We will regulate our own affairs here. And the gap that you talked about, when you have a mother who has 5 children and they have to survive, that's where you have civil society, which is
exactly
gentlemen like you, gentlemen like myself.
That's
Theoretically, you've been rational enough in allocating your capitals, whether it's time, emotion, your talents, and your money, that you're able to rise up. You're an efficient allocator of capital.
That's correct.
Which is to say, if you observe something in your community, in your tribe,
you help it out.
You would allocate capital to help or to fix it.
Exactly.
Especially churches. You know, churches are well known for philanthropy and community service, and that's what fills the gap. But what we must stop doing is believing so deeply in Black inferiority and white supremacy that we think that we cannot do for ourselves. That's a very dangerous idea. And so what I'm proposing is not that we leave these people to the wolves. What I'm proposing is that we allow the wise men, the elders, the successful in our tribe. We take care of ours, they take care of theirs, you take care of yours, and we'll be fine. And what will happen is that there will be a different level of shame of making those poor decisions.
100%.
You're in a house with no man, or you decided to have more children than you can afford, and it will reorient our values and our foci. I'm telling you, I grew up in a ghetto, and I was the poorest kid in the ghetto, and mostly I kept getting evicted. It's mostly because, you know, when your parents have a house.
I love that. I love what he just said right there. You know what I'm saying? Man, that is the ABN gospel, bro. And that's what the ABN movement is about. You know what I'm saying? It's really about stop the excuses. Let's hold ourselves accountable. Let's be the example, and let's go ahead and not let our kids be the people that we complain about or the people that we hate. You know what I'm saying? Here's the Purple Up breakdown. I ain't gonna lie. Ownership is what Marquett is talking about. This is what we are talking about. This is what the ABN movement is about. Ownership and taking back ownership so we can have our culture back. You know what I'm saying? Marquett was basically saying that we need to take care of our finances. We need to have our own land. We need to teach our kids real trade skills. You know what I'm saying? We need to get more knowledgeable about health autonomy. You know what I'm saying? We need to know about our herbs and vegetables so we could get vegetables and herbs and fruits and stuff like that from the vegetable and fruit lady. You know what I'm saying? Or the herbalist lady, or the herbalist man, or whatever have you. But we lean back on the community. You know what I'm saying? We have men who are builders and producers. You know what I'm saying? Because we cannot just sit here and we cannot just sit here and ask the system for freedom while rely on the same system for survival. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You know, real ownership creates leverage, so we can have real stake in the game. We can have ownership if we actually have if we teach our kids or be the community that have trade skills. We create ownership, we create leverage because we have stake in the game, more negotiation power. You know what I'm saying? We have to have discipline. It shows discipline. It's right there in front of your face in the community where you grow up at. And then long term, it creates stability. You know what I'm saying? And dependency is what we don't want, because dependency creates compliance. And that's word. You know what I'm saying? Strong communities aren't funded. They are built. Hakuna Matata. Hey, man. Accountability before excuses. Ain't broke no more spiritually, mentally, and systematically. This the Ain't Broke No More movement. We building brick by brick. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out.